Good morning, everyone. Welcome to fifth day of Power Apps learning. In today's class, we will learn about what is a collection, what are the various functions we can perform on collections, how the collections help in Power Apps for us to create the apps. Okay. A quick recap of the previous class. In the previous class, we have discussed about various controls and also we discussed about navigating between the controls and passing the values while we are navigating to one screen to another screen. Also, we discussed how we can enable and disable the controls with the help of a variable. And we also learned what is the difference between a local variable and a global variable, and how to set a local variable value and a global variable value, how to see the values from one screen to another screen if it is a local variable. Also, we discussed about how we could display the value of a global variable across the app, right? Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
No, sir. Sir.
Okay. Before we go on to today's class, wanted to just tell you Microsoft usually conduct something called Microsoft seminars. In those seminars, they will introduce or they explain what is coming on our way. What are the new features? What are the new functionalities? What are the new changes on the existing system? Maybe a icon change, maybe a name change, maybe adding new functionalities to the existing system. If you notice the screen, we got a new icon for Power Platform. Earlier, we don't have this icon. We have a different icon as a circle. And we got a new icon for Power FX. And we got new icon for AI Builder. If you try to recall in our previous class, uh, AI Builder has this icon, correct? But if you notice now, the new icon for AI Builder is this. And we have a new member of the family called Power Pages. So there are three changes here. They have added new icons for Power Platform, Power FX, and AI Builder, and they added a new family member called Power Pages. Okay, so just to let you know, always be up to the new changes on the system. If you are not studying what is happening on your system, you will be there only. Rest of the team members and rest of your fellow developers will go forward. So always you have to up to the mark on what is happening on your technology, at least on your technology. Ideally, you should also look around the other technologies, how they are progressing, what are the new things on their way అనేది ఖచ్చితంగా తెలుసుకోవాలి. Okay. So coming back to the topic, today's topic is to learn what are all operations I can perform on collections, how to create a collection. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, this is the app we have created last in the last class. Now, I wanted to create a collection. First of all, what is a collection? A collection is a global variable. The scope of a collection sits at the app level. As long as user is using the app, the collection will stay in the memory of app. If I create a collection, I can load data to a collection, I can edit the data in the collection edit slash update the data in collection, or I can delete the data in collection. Collections are basically a n by n row matrix table. What is n by n? As we have discussed last time, if you are creating 2 by 2 matrix table, that is called 2 by 2 matrix. If you are creating 9 by 9 rows and 4 columns, that is called 9 by 4 matrix. But collection is n by n matrix. You can create any number of columns and any number of rows. I repeat, any number of columns and any number of rows. But when you create a collection, the collection will be using a memory to hold that data as long as you are running the app. Okay, so let's see how we can create a collection. I'm adding a button on select property. First thing what I'm going to do is clear collect. I'm creating a variable as collection. Local variables, how we created lvar. Global variable gvar. Collection, we can say col collection. Sample, maybe student details. Always remember, I'm following camel sense. While creating variable, I'm strictly adhering to industry IT standards, that what is my type of the variable, and followed by student as capital, details D capital. Okay, comma, this is the name of the collection, which is nothing but name of the table, because collection stores the data as a tabular format. This is the name of the table, followed by what are the items, which means what are the rows. Here I can first provide what is my column name, followed by value. F name followed by notice the difference. F name is a column, but Krishna is a value. So it will not expect you to mention this into double quote. If you mention this also into double quote, it cannot understand. So the column name must be without double quotes, and it should not have space. Again, that cannot be recognized. F name is single word. Now if you just click on that, now if you highlight this and expand the preview, there it is. F name is the name of the column and Krishna is the value. So what if I want to create more than one column at the first time? Before that, what is the clear collect? Clear collect is a function which creates a fresh collection, a blank collection with the schema what the user is providing. It is creating a fresh collection with this schema, which is nothing but the data what user is providing. So if the app has a collection already in another screen, it just clears out the data and insert the data whatever is mentioned in this operation. I repeat, if app has the same collection with the same name, somewhere in other screen, it will clear the data. Example. Now, if I am just copying the same button and placing this here, Here also I am creating the same collection, but example I am creating here as Dilip. Now if I just click on this button, I can see the data as Dilip. But if I go here into this and on this label, I am just showing the data from the collection. Remember, collection is a table and it will have more than one row always. So to access the collection, always use first of collection student details, which will give me the first row. Again, it is not a text value. Dot what column I want. I want first name. If you notice here, I got Dilip as the value here. But when I go here and click on the same, Dilip got replaced with Krishna because it is clearing the collection. It is not adding to the existing collection. It is clearing the existing collection. Go back to the screen again. Click on the button. Now I just added Dilip into my collection. Now, what if I want to retain the existing values and add new values? Meaning, if I want to just do not clear the existing values but add new values, just remove that clear. Now, if you play button, it will not remove Dilip because now this time my collection is not having one value, it has two values. Now, what if I play 4 5 times of the same button? It will keep on add Krishna that many number of times. Are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So basically,
Sir.
we are adding the values here without deleting or clearing the existing values. Now, if I want to, what if I want to create more than one column in my collection? Comma, L name as V. That's it. Now, if I just play the button and see here, now this time I got L name also. It just append one more column along the way. If you notice here, my collection has two columns, but the first column became blank for all the existing rows. It is not worried that, hey Krishna, you don't have mentioned the last value for the previous entries in the collection. It is not warning me that. It is just quietly adding a next column and providing the values for both the columns. This way, I can define my row columns as I wish. Okay, now if I want, next one is gender. Again, branch, which branch I am related to. By the way, I am also an MSc student, like that. Now, if I click on this button, again, select it, there it is. And look at the beauty. It just added all the controls. But if you realize the G has capital letter, so it just took the highest priority of the columns. Now if I say branch B capital, let's play the button, and now see B became the first column. Always it depends on the level of column definition. Power Apps is prioritizing the column priority. Okay, but will there be any difference in value storing the value? Definitely not. Definitely not. It just say like gender. For Dilip, we have not mentioned the gender. For the first row, there is no gender mentioned for him. So what? It did not present anything. Now, if I just say clear collect and play the button, here it is. Because my collection has only one row, in that row, I have values for all the columns. Is that clear? Students,
Yes, sir.
అర్థమైందండి?
Yes, sir. సార్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేయరా?
ఈ పీస్ రిపీట్ చేయమంటారండి.
క్లియర్ కలెక్ట్ దగ్గర చెప్పారు కదా సార్, అంటే వేరియబుల్స్ మొత్తం అన్ని సమానంగా రావడానికి.
ఎవరికి సమానంగా రావటానికి? నో 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 నో. Listen. Clear
లాస్ట్ లో
collect. Clear collect I intentionally added because records have only first name value. I don't want that to happen. I want to see values for all the columns in my table. So what I did, I said clear collect collection name followed by all the columns. Now it started adding my data fresh as a new collection and pumping the data into the collection. Now, if I just click on the button one more time, this time I'll see two rows because I just removed the clear collect and added only collect this time. It will keep on append the new rows to the collection. Now, if you see collection, I have so many rows. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, I just mentioned one as the differentiator, right? What if I want to see Krishna 1, Krishna 2, Krishna 3 as per the row number? Now, how I can do that is ampersand count rows of this collection name plus 1. What I'm doing, I'm counting how many rows. Count rows is to count the number of rows in a table plus 1. Now see what happens. Now click on that, go here and see. Okay, now if you click one more time, this time it is just why it is behaving like that is initially I have some value in the collection. The collection count is 1 plus 1 is 2. Now if I just remove this clear and play the button multiple times and highlight the collection, see that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clear? Automatically it is counting the number of rows in the collection and keep on adding to that collection. Any question on this?
No, sir.
అర్థమైందండి? A format text is to format your code in a readable fashion. Okay, that is how you can create a collection and build a collection. But I don't want to create any rows, but I just want to clear the collection. How you could do that is just say clear name of the collection. Now if I just play the button and see my collection don't have any records, it just delete all the rows. Okay, but if I just want to create a fresh collection, clear collect and add the first row, and after that what we are doing, we are just adding the second row here. Okay, now what I'm doing here, first I'm creating a fresh collection and I'm adding a new row and then clearing the collection. Now for a minute, let's comment clear collect. Commenting in Power Apps is double backslash, sorry, button. Now come to the button, come to this button code. Look at that. See, and if I have clear also, see what happens. It just create a collection and clears out the collection. I don't have any data. Any doubts? First, here we are creating a brand new collection, adding a row to the recently created collection and clearing the data in the collection. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir. Sir.
Now, I have created a collection, and now in this, I wanted to show how many rows existed in the collection. How to count the rows? Count rows collection is the formula. Now it is 0. Now if I play the app, at any point of time I have only 2 rows because the collection is creating a collection all the way every time clear collect and then adding. If I want to comment more than one row, use backslash and star. Now if I just play the app and just see, I'm keep on adding the rows, so my number is keep getting added. And play the app, go to the collection. There it is. Right? Next thing is if I want to update a particular row in the collection, say I will provide the value of the first name, and that value need to be updated to another value, which means that I'll add one text box and another button to update the text. Okay, coming here, what I wanted to do, I want to provide a first name, and when I click on update, that first name should get update to whatever I want. Right? Now let me see what are the values I have. Krishna, I have Krishna 2, Krishna 3, right? I'll say Krishna 3 to update to Krishna 33. What is the function we need to use here is update if the name of the collection followed by the condition. What is the condition I need to validate? F name equal to text input 1 dot text, then update F name to okay. I repeat, okay, maybe probably I'll add one more value, one more text box. This is to provide a new value. Okay, and the update, what I wanted to do, I want to say text input 2 dot text, rather txt new value, txt old value, button update. Okay, Now, what I wanted to do, collection first name equal to whatever the value I have provided, followed by whatever the new value I want to update with. Now go here, Krishna 2. I wanted to update with perfectly click on update and see what happens. Go here, go to the collection. Looks like it is case sensitive. I did not provide case. KS capital. Krishna no value. Right? To avoid that kind of issues, rather than the text box, add a drop down and show the existing values of the collection here. Say like collection sample, sorry, student details dot what column I want to show as part of the drop down. I want to show the drop down with my first name. Now go to the update button. Here you say drop down selected value. Dot selected dot selected dot first name. Now if you play the app here, Krishna 3, and now just say update. Now come here, Krishna 3 also updated to that. Select this and say modify and update. All the values will update. If you realize both the records got updated, which is what I wanted to show you. I am mentioning as update if in the collection where first name equal to the selected value with the new value. Any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
So first what we did, we have created a fresh collection and we have added a new value. Now we learned how to update the existing value, followed by, now if I want to delete a particular row, how you could delete that? Now add another button. Similarly, how we have created update if, there is something called remove if. Okay, remove if. Why I'm getting this value? Remove if is expecting only two parameters. On what basis you wanted me to remove? Whatever the selected value. That row I want to remove. So what is the syntax for that? Remove if, provide the table name or the collection name, followed by what condition I need to validate to remove that row. Now go here and here, if I want to say remove if, now Krishna is out. I say Krishna 7, remove row, there it is. Krishna 7 is no longer there. Now 26, remove, 26 is no longer there. That is how I can delete a row from a collection. This is how we can update a row from a collection. This is how we can just create a collection and add a row to the collection. Any doubts? చాలా 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. ఇవి రాకపోతే మీకు పవర్ యాప్స్ లో మీరు ఏమీ చేయలేరు. కలెక్షన్ ఆపరేషన్స్ రాకపోతే ఏం చేయలేరు. Now, here we'll say simply this. Okay. Now, if I play the ad, just say delete all rows. Automatically, this collection became 0. Add rows, keep on adding. Okay. Are you able to follow me or not? అర్థం అవుతుందండి? అర్థం కావట్లేదా? మాట్లాడండి స్వామి.
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
అర్థమైందండి? చాలా
అర్థమవుతుంది
ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆపరేషన్స్
Yes, sir.
కలెక్షన్స్.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Creating a row, adding a row, creating a collection, adding a row to the collection, updating a row to the collection, and removing one particular row of the collection and removing all the rows in the collection. This is how you can perform operations in collection. How do I know what is the formula, what are all the functions which are available for a collection? This is the documentation. You can see clearly here. Okay. And here it also shows you all the various functions you can use at Power Apps level. Okay. And app is the object which is representing the app. Okay, these are all the various collections: clear, collect, and collect, clear, all this. Okay, update if also you can see here. Similarly, remove if also you can see here, and you can also understand what is the exact syntax and what are all the conditional statements and optional parameters for these functions. Just sharing this in the chart window for your reference. Go through the documentation if you have any doubt on these functions. Any doubts so far before I go on to the next topic?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. The next topic is, now that we created the collection, how we could represent the collection, how we could see the collections. Collections are nothing but tables. We have one approach to show the tables directly onto the screen are called data tables. Just click on that, and once you click on the data table, immediately it will ask you, hey boss, what is the source of your data table? I'll say my collection. For now, the collection is absolutely blank. No, it's not blank. Now, once it is done, you can click on the choose button, click on the fields. You can select all the fields you wanted to show as part of that table. Now, if you see, automatically I got all my tables. Edit fields, you can change the order of the fields. Say like first name has to be the first one, and followed by last name, followed by gender, and the last one is the branch. Okay, now if I play the app, That is how I can quickly view what are all the rows in the collection. What is there any other way to show the data of a collection on the app is gallery. Galleries are very, 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 very important. Two things you cannot avoid while you are creating apps in Power Apps is one is a collection and the other one is gallery. Collection is to maintain a list of data you wanted to perform operations on. Gallery is again a tabular format control where you want to show all the columns you wanted to show out of a table. Now this is data table. Let me go ahead and create one more screen here, a blank screen. Here I'm adding one of the tab. I'll explain tomorrow what are all these differences and what is the difference between each and every control. Associate again for this table also, sorry, for this gallery also, what is the data source? My collection is the data source. Now if you notice here, I automatically got this many number of rows into the collection. Now I want to show first name of the row every time. If I play the app, that's how I can see all the rows in one go. So in a app, we can create a collection and associate the data to a data table or to a gallery to see what is the data available in the collection. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
That is all for today. If anyone have any doubts, ask me. If not, you can leave. But whoever has not presented the app today, I will ask them to present the app tomorrow. So get ready and be prepared for tomorrow that I will ask tomorrow on the presentation, app presentation. I don't want to feed too much data. Today I'm discontinuing the class for 1.5 hours because the next class is going to be about galleries, which is much important. Okay, so now ask me if you have any questions. If not, you are good to leave the class.